the sink so you get water. Let's have a look.
side. And we have, there's a ton of people in this room. They're just all ghosts. And then that's it. All right, so that's what we've got for Father, guys. It's all just art right now. There's no music, there's no sound, there's no gameplay mechanics. That's about all there is. I want to go through there. What's in there? Oh, I just gotta, man, what if I created a bridge? Oh man, this is gonna be so fun. I'm like about to cry, I'm so excited. Alright, you guys ready to do a cave system? Anybody? Let's do it. Let's save this out. This is gonna be an interesting thing. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a cylinder like this. I'm going to squash it down like that. And then I'm going to just extrude it and just make a big sort of vein of caves. Okay? Let's read some of the super chats here. Second, I can come into the room, pendulum swinging back and forth. Alex, tell me, where did it start?
Lock the door.
How many cycles is it going to make before you can't answer that question without knowing the initial conditions.
No, I locked the door there. I turned off the element. Because he left, right? I can hear him. He's trying to figure out how to get in. I think he's gonna go in through his window. If that's the case, he'll be coming through that door right there, which will be proof that he doesn't have a key, that he lost it again. gonna stay in there. A way to herd him into his room. They are rat in a maze. That's crazy. That's funny. Turned off the element. That background element was on. See what he's doing to your house. That's partly why I got the lease abolished. Somebody's done your place, man. Everything is just gross. What the hell? What is that? So I mean, it's made it impossible for me to use the kitchen or the bathroom over. It's just look consistent. It's like fucked up everything. My shoes. It's like this is my carpet. I have to throw it out. It's the only way to get into my room. Fucking it up. It's already picking up crime.
We can't speculate on what happened 3 minutes before the preponderance of hydrogen was formed in our universe.
Yeah.
We just don't know enough about that. There are many people, most practicing card-carrying cosmologists.
Oh, I got a few more days left.
There are only two things that are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. So.
Well, me saying I'm not aware of the joke is a good example of the joke. It's very meta. Okay, so you were saying about quasi alternatives, all the alternatives in the quasi steady state.
And the most kind of promising, although I hate to say that, people say like, what's your favorite, alternative, right?
This is not investment advice.
Inflation is not transitory. It is quasi-permanent. So a very prominent...
Sorry to interrupt. We're talking about cosmic inflation, so calm down, cryptocurrency folks.
That's right. Although the first Nobel Prize, and one of the first Nobel Prizes in economics was awarded for inflation, not the cosmological kind. So most people don't know that inflation's already won a Nobel Prize.
It's a good topic to work on if you want a Nobel Prize. It doesn't matter the field.
Exactly. It's time translation in there. So when we look at the alternative that's called the bouncing or cyclic cosmologies, these have serious virtues, according to some. One of the virtues to me, just as a human, I'm speaking, as a human, one of the founders of the new version of the cyclic cosmology called the bouncing cosmology is Paul Steinhardt. He's the Einstein Professor of Natural Sciences at Princeton University. You may have heard of it. And he was one of the originators of what was called new inflation. In other words, he was one of the
Suicide prevention. This was early back in 2020, and I asked her, "Did you get a chance to look at this?" And she said, "I can't even look at it. It's so bad. I can't even look at it." And so
this is Kelly. She got in contact with me after reading some objections I posted on the SS forum. Her son took his own life after being coached by this site in 2020. Since then, she's been campaigning in the US to have it shut down. How have you and your family coped, given that you know about this forum and you know that this forum was involved?
I mean, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, and it's something that, is my family doesn't want me to do, because obviously it's very unhealthy. It's, when you're staring at a suicide website for 12 to 18 hours a day, trying to get information, from the New York Times, trying to put the pieces together and trying to figure out who is who, what is going on.
About an hour ago, he overheard me on the phone with the U-Haul company. I was reserving a U-Haul to move out in 6 days. He was slithering around, eavesdropping, just like he is right now. Always eavesdropping. He just got back in the door. I wonder what he's gonna do now.
Listen to you only read productions of 0.1% of writers. You only listen to the podcasts of 0.1% of podcast broadcasters. Right? When you watch sports on TV, you only watch the athletic contributions of 0.1% of athletes. So, where's the equality exactly? Where's that in your life? You people who are pushing for equality of outcome, you manifest that in anything you do? You don't. You're unbelievably selective, just like everyone else. And the reason you're selective is because there are things that are happening that need to happen or that are entertaining and interesting, and you want the best in all of those realms. That's how it works. And there is a best. That's the other thing that's so painful. And that actually is painful. Here's a problem of dispossession, a real problem. One way to not do very well in any hierarchy is to have a low IQ. To win, and you say, "Oh yeah, you're supposed to win, but it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, it matters how you play the game." You know that that's right, but you don't know how to explain it to your kid. You say, "Well, you want to be a good sport." Okay, so imagine this is how it works, and this is crucially important. So, first of all, life is not a game. Even a game is not a game, because a game is, most of the time, a game is the beginning of a series of games. So let's say that you're on a soccer team. Well, there's winning the game, but the game isn't the issue. The game is the whole series of games. So maybe the game is winning the championship. And winning the championship and winning a game are not the same thing. And the reason for that is, well, maybe if you want to win a game, the best thing to do is to let your star player make all the moves. But if you want to win a championship, maybe the best thing is for your star player to do everything he or she possibly can to develop all the other team members. That's a different strategy, and the reason it's different is because it iterates across time. Okay, so I'll tell you a quick story. So when my kid was playing hockey when he was about 12 or so, he was in a championship game, just at a local arena, you know, and it was really fun to watch. The teams were pretty equal, which is something that you want, so that everybody can expand their skills while they're playing. And it was like 5 seconds to the end of the game, and the other team made a breakaway and came down. The guy came down the ice and scored. It was a beautiful goal, and it was 4-3, and that was the end of it, right? And on my kid's team, there was the kid who was the star, and he was a pretty good hockey player. He came off the ice, and he was very annoyed about what had happened. He smashed his stick on the cement and was complaining about the refereeing and acting as if he'd been to display yourself after a loss. He said, "Oh yeah, man, you were robbed, that the referees didn't ref right, and you played the best and you should have won." And I thought, you absolute son of a bitch. You're ruining your son. And then the question is why? Because his son was the star and was trying to win. Why was he ruining his son? Well, you're trying to train your son not to win the game. You're trying to train your son to win the championship. And so that's a series of games. But then life isn't the championship. Life is a whole bunch of championships. It's a whole sequence of them. And so what you're actually trying to train your son to do is to be a contender in the entire series. And the way you do that is by helping him develop his character. And the character is actually the strategy that would enable him to win the largest number of games across the largest possible span of time. And one way you do that if you're a kid is like, well, what do you want to do with your kid? You don't want to teach him to win. You want to teach him to play well with others. And that's to be reciprocal. So that means to try to win, but also to pay attention to developing the other people around him, and not to put winning the game above everything at all times. So then he's fun to play with. And this is absolutely crucial. You can help your kid become fun to play with between the ages of 2 and the age of 4. If your kid is fun to play with, then what happens? Kids line up to play with him. And adults line up to teach him. And if kids line up to play with him, then he'll have friends his whole life, and he'll be socialized, and he'll be invited to many games, some of which he'll win, all of which he'll be able to participate in. And if he's fun to play with, then adults will teach him things, and then he wins at life. And so when you say to your kid, it doesn't matter whether you win or lose, it matters how you play the game, what you're saying is, don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to do well at life. And you need to practice the strategies that enable you to do well at life while you're in any specific game. And you never want to compromise your ability to do well at life for the sake of winning a single game. And there's a deep ethic in that, and it's the ethic of reciprocity in games. Part of the reason that we're so obsessed with sports is because we like to see that dramatized, you know, like the person we really admire as an athlete isn't only the person who wins. We don't like the narcissistic winners. They're winners, and that's a plus. But if they're narcissistic, they're not good team players. They're only out for themselves. Then we think, well, you're a winner in the narrow sense, but your character is suspect. You're no role model, even though you're a winner. And it's because we're looking for something deeper. We're looking for that, the manifestation of character that allows you to win across the set of possible games. And that's a real thing. That's a real ethic. It's a fundamental ethic.
I think what you're pointing out that's very important is we're searching for the person who's got it all nailed. Someone who tries their hardest but is also honest enough about the circumstances to not cry foul when it's gone the other person's way.
Yeah, well, that's part of resilience, right? Like, look, you're not going to win it. You're not going to score on every shot.
Right.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't take the shots. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try to hit the goal. But part of being able to continue to take shots is to have the strength of character to tolerate the fact that in that instance you weren't on top.
It's more trivial in games than it is in fights. And it's also, the response is much more negative from the fans if you lose a fight and complain about it. it's ruthless because they understand that you've made a huge character error.
Yeah, so why do you think it's more important in fights than it is in games? Why do you think it's
because the consequences are so grave. Because you recognize that the high is much higher and the lows are much lower. To lose a basketball game sucks, but it's nothing like losing a fight. There's no comparison. It's not even close.
So what do you think it is that damages the fighter if he complains about losing? Why is that a mistake? Why do the fans respond so negatively to that?
Because they know. They know that you lost. They know that you're complaining for no reason, that you're not a hero. They want you to be better than them. They want you to be the person that has the courage to step into a cage or a ring or wherever you, whatever the format is you're competing, and to do something that's extremely difficult. And when you do that, they hold you to a higher standard.
Right, to lose with grace.
Yes, and when you fall, especially if you were a champion, that is one of the most disappointing things ever, when the champion complains.
Right.
And it is,
Okay,
the response is horrific from the audience.
Okay, so that's a great example. So let's imagine, what does the person who loses something important with grace do? And the answer is fairly straightforward. He accepts the defeat and thinks, okay, what is it that I have left to improve that will decrease the possibility of a similar defeat in the future?
Yes.
Right? So what he's doing is, because the great athlete and the great person is not only someone who's exceptionally skilled at what they do, but who's trying to expand their skills at all times.
Yes.
And the attempt to expand their skills at all times is even more important than the fact that they're great to begin with, because the trajectory is so important.
More important in particular to the audience. It's extremely important to the audience because you are the person who's competing. You are expecting them to live out this life in a perfect way, or in a much more powerful way than you're capable of.
Yes, and so part of that is the skill, because they put in the practice, but part of that also is the willingness to push the skill farther into new domains of development with each action. And that's really what people like to watch, right? They don't like to watch a perfect athletic performance. They like to watch a perfect athletic performance that's pushed into the domain of new risk. They want to see both at the same time. You're really good at what you do and you're getting better. Okay, so you lose a match, which is not any indication that you're not good at what you do. You might not be as good as the person who beat you. But if you lose the match and then whine, what you've done is sacrifice the higher order principle of constant improvement of your own skills.
Yes.
Because you should be analyzing the loss and saying, the reason I lost, insofar as it's relevant to this particular time and place, is the insufficiencies I manifested that defeated me. And I need to track those insufficiencies so that I can rectify them in the future. And if I'm blaming it on you or the referees or the situation, then I'm not taking responsibility and I'm not pushing myself forward. And so then you also take the meaning out of it. Like one of the things I've been doing on my tour, people are criticizing me to some degree for saying things to people that are obvious. Well, first of all, it's not like I didn't bloody well know they were obvious. And I wrote those rules. The rules in my book, for example, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Treat yourself like you're someone responsible for helping. It's like, I know perfectly well that those can be read as cliches. The question is, cliche, let's say, is something that's so true that it's become it's widely accepted by everyone. Well, but we don't know why it's true anymore. And so this issue, the issue that we're talking about here, or the issue of being a good sport, we need to figure out why that's true. And the reason that it's true is that you're trying to push your development farther than you've already developed at every point in time, and that's the proper moral attitude. So when you see an athletic performance where someone is pushing themselves beyond what they are, you see someone dramatizing the process of proper adaptation. It isn't the skill itself, it's the extension of the skill. When you see someone acting like a bad sport, then they're sacrificing that. And so they're sacrificing the higher for the lower, and no one likes that. In the fights, it's got to be... See, the question is, that's the thing I can't quite figure out, is why that would be even exaggerated in a fight situation. And you said it's because the stakes are so high.
Yeah, the consequences of victory or defeat, they're just so much greater. Your health is on the line. It's one of the rare things that you do where your health is on the line, your physical health.
Right. So there are more extreme victories and more extreme defeats. And so the morality that's associated with defeat is more extreme.
Exactly.
Because there's more on the line. Yeah,
exactly.
That makes sense.
And the way people treat the champions, it's a very different thing. It's the the respect and adulation that a champion receives it's the pinnacle of sports in terms of the love from the audience when someone wins a great fight. There's nothing like it, and this is one of the reasons why these people are willing to put their health on the line, because that high, the high of victory, and it's not just a victory. It's who said that victory is really the victory over the lesser you. It's right. The victory
That's
over...
always the victory.
Yes.
Yeah.
The victory is over... You've got to realize, a guy like Stipe Miocic, who defends his heavyweight title this weekend in the UFC, he's the heavyweight champion of the world, but he's not undefeated.
Clean the tub, said maybe I could force a shower into my life. Even though it looks like I got a bunch of grime off, it's slathered in the nastiest, greasiest shit that I just cannot get off. This is where he wipes everything down with dirty underwear. He wipes this down with it. All this shit. Wipes that down with it. Wipes that off with it. Just fucks everything right up. Can't fucking shower. Can't fucking put food in here. Can't use the fridge. Can't use the stove. I barely use the shitter. Gotta fucking clean off that shit, just leaving shit half the time. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna fucking snap already. Fuck. anything, he's not cleaning up this area because he wants to try and nail me with it or something weird. That's retarded.
Of this paper in oral psychology, I would go on to say. Because in 1969, the genetic data was very skimpy. Skimpy and controversial. It's always been controversial, but it's skimpy and controversial. It's kind of a long story that I go into a little bit more detail in the book, The Neuroscience of Intelligence. But to say he was vilified is an understatement.
It's the last day. I move tomorrow. Let's go see what's up out there. looks okay. I think there's no way. I think I could use that tap today. My coffee was horrible yesterday. Some nasty shit. It's all tracked all the way up to here. What shit. Alright. Last day.
I believe the explosion will be happening, but there's a lot of explosion to be done before we become like birds. I truly believe that human beings are very intelligent in ways we don't understand. It's not just about chess. It's about all the intricate computation we're able to perform. Common sense, our ability to reason about this world, consciousness. I think we're doing a lot of work we don't realize is necessary to be done in order to truly become to truly achieve super intelligence. And I just think there will be a period of time that's not overnight. The overnight nature of it will not literally be overnight. It'll be over a period of decades. So my sense is...
But why would it be that way? But just draw an analogy from recent successes like something like AlphaGo or AlphaZero. I forget the actual metric, but it was something like this algorithm which wasn't bespoke for chess playing, in the matter of, I think it was 4 hours, played itself so many times and so successfully that it became the best chess playing computer. It was not only better than every human being, it was better than every previous chess program in a matter of a day, right? So just imagine, again, we don't have to recapitulate everything about us, but just imagine building a system, and who knows when we'll be able to do this, but at some point the 100 favorite things about human cognition will be analogous to chess in that we will be able to build machines that very quickly outperform any human, and then very quickly outperform the last algorithm that outperformed the humans. Like something like the AlphaGo experience seems possible for facial recognition and detecting human emotion and natural language processing, right? Like, well, it's just everyone, even math people, math heads, tend to have bad intuitions for exponentiation, right? We noticed this during COVID. I mean, you have some very smart people who still couldn't get their minds around the fact that, an exponential is really surprising. I mean, things double and double and double and double again, and you don't notice much of anything changes, and then the last, 2 stages of doubling swamp everything, right? And it just seems like that, to assume that there isn't a deep analogy between what we're seeing for the more tractable problems like
fell out of my things. I'm allergic to grains and nuts and stuff. So why in this package that fell out of my stuff that I would never have be in there? Like, what is that exactly? I'm allergic to buckwheat, whole grain, multigrain. If this was my roommate, then this was a hit, if that's what this stuff is. Like I said, he was trying to make me sick or kill me or something. He knew about my allergies and everything. Yep. That is buckwheat. See? He knows I'm allergic to buckwheat. He was trying to fucking kill me. He was throwing that into my things. Torn open. In a present. Like a birthday present. What a psycho, man. Hello?
Hi, Marc.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, you?
Good. Okay, I'm at the place right now. Looks fine to me. I don't see any damage or anything. Your room looks fine. So, what you need to do is, when you come here, I'm leaving the rental unit condition report on the counter. Okay, I told you where I'm leaving it. So you just have to fill that portion out, okay? And then in terms of the utilities, you just have to make sure that you're still covering your portion for January, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to work that out with Shane?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So once I have that and the, the rental unit condition report and the keys, then I'll release the deposit, okay?
So you want, once you get the condition report, you'll release the deposit?
Yeah, I'll just need, and the key as well.
Oh, the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I got, yeah, and just to let you know, I went and bought a doorknob key lock system. Cost me, $70, no problem, and I installed it into my bedroom because Shane's fucking dangerous, and it was the only way to survive that. So you've got a brand new thing there, and 3 keys that go with it, and the old one is on the top top shelf in the closet. So my gift to you, my friend. You can put it anywhere.
Is it in your room here?
Yeah.
Oh, with the lock? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Where's the keys?
Yeah, and you'll get the keys for that too. There's 3 keys for it. So, yeah, it's my gift to you, my friend. You can put it wherever you want.
Yeah, I put it didn't work out for you guys, but okay. When you sign the rental unit condition report, I've just put an X on where you need to sign, an X and a circle. Okay.
So there's an X and a circle where I sign it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Sorry, it's a bit hard to hear you.
It's a bit clear. I'll also put an arrow. X, circle, and arrow.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah.
Just to make sure you don't miss it. So you'll just have to sign all those areas, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
All right, Marc. Well, thank you. Good luck with everything, okay?
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Okay.
You have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
Fuck up my face. Turn your TV down! Yeah.
That's sort of the goal that I'm thinking anyway. I think we all kind of agreed on that. And then once we get some footage down, then we'll get a proper audio of what we're doing.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and I was going to film the whole thing.
Oh, is it my birthday? Yeah, sure. And then just like pick whatever.
I usually, documentary style, and then I went to you guys when you play, come back to it. Unless you guys want one song and we could just keep playing it over into a click.
It's all on how much you want to do at the end, right?
Oh, whatever you want to do.
Editing at the end, man. So.
Yeah, I was going to give you guys the footage and put it on my hard drive.
Oh,
the idea is that
I've got editing stuff too.
If I'm always around shooting, after a while a story arc appears.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I'm doing with another band right now, just filling up hard drives, and I'm down to do that with you guys.
Wicked.
Fuck yeah, you want to do that?
That's right on, let's do it, man.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
I'm just gonna
let's do it, man!
Yeah!
Hey! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Who's got a beer for me? I don't know.
Tumbleweed rolls by.
Hey, yeah.
It's gotta get warmed up.
Staticky. Yeah, I still got the same bass I used to play back then.
No way.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
Oh, shit kicked the hell out of this thing.
Oh, yeah, that's the way I like them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah?
Still loves me.
I know. They're like badass. They're inspiring. I like that.
Ready? Hey! Go!
Yeah! Okay, you guys are sick. Holy fuck.
Cold outside. This thing doesn't want to stay in tune today.
Dude, this band's gonna blow up for sure.
Is it Skytree?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had a list.
Yeah, we gotta set this now.
Oh yeah, we somebody actually wrote shit down. Wow.
You gotta get my shot when I come running up here.
You
I'll be over there.
Look at this
Are you
stuff.
okay?
As soon as the vocals kick in, I'm run and jump.
You jump up on there? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, I can do that. Do they kick it coming right away?
After a couple bars,
Yeah.
Okay,
you'll have time.
You'll see me.
okay.
You won't be able to miss him if you try.
Hurry up, guys.
Yeah, LJ.
Getting bored.
They're not gonna pay us!
I can't hurry up anymore.
Zipper's undone.
I'm already hurried
That's
up.
a good thing. Good thing Yeah.
was sick. Did I trap you?
No.
Okay, for a minute I was sitting there going, oh, I got him caught.
Oh no, it's all good, man.
That was sick, guys. A bit of love bomb there.
Oh, now we have the double key Oh, that's my own coffee saliva there. Yay!
You're gonna sit with someone else.
You're recording audio, right?
Pardon?
You're recording audio, right?
We can go live off the floor. Like I can literally do it in 2 seconds.
To get you to do that while I'm filming, that way you got something good to cut into it with that you might want it. You might be like, fuck, we should put some on
Yeah,
there.
I don't think it needs to sync that much.
Because it'll just have something playing in the background, then clips, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of fast cuts.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
for
30-second spot. Well, for now.
Dude, that's kind of cool as fuck.
Lesbian dinosaur, lick a lot of puss.
This is peanut butter tongue.
Peanut butter tongue.
So instead of da 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 da, I'm gonna so it's just like a half.
As long as we don't fuck it up.
Let's see what happens.
Play